Does anyone have a question? If you're muted, just unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
I have a question, Stuart, Stefan.
Yes, Stefan.
Sometimes I feel so hungry in my soul for the nourishment that I feel from this energy, the love and the light, that I find myself using my will to pull it rather than to just being with it. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, look, you can use your will and project it out on the world and, have ambition in life. You also can use your will within yourself to be able to draw the energy down into the chakra below the navel. Will yourself to open your heart and to feel deep gratitude. I mean, the will has, you can use it out in the world and, get billions of dollars and maybe damage a lot of people in the process, or you could use it in yourself. Help me to grow spiritually. Please help me to grow spiritually. That asking that question, that askance is really essential. And that depends upon your will. Are you willing to go through the bumps and grinds and mountains and valleys and everything you got to go through in order to have a spiritual life? Look, if you're born, you're going to go through the bumps and grinds anyway. And I always love what Rudy said. You either suffer consciously or you suffer like a schmuck, you know? I mean, it's just something, I mean, it just uses his New York, Brooklynese to get right to the heart of the matter. And our work is about learning how to use the will to draw Shakti, energy, to build ourselves and to, by developing ourselves, get closer to a state of spiritual enlightenment. The will is a very important element in this, but it's not externalizing the will, it's internalizing it. I need to grow. I want to grow. I will do what it takes for me to grow. And that kind of commitment, you need a will, because I've been doing this a long time, and I mean, even just the last few days, without the will to get to God, how can I get through what I've been doing here the last few days? Staggering, you know? But I know it's making me stronger, more open, deeper in myself, and I have to will myself to do it. So will is very important in the doing of inner work. Because, anyway, I think I've explained it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. Um, I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit again about relations and falling in love and how to not become like a parasite or someone parasiting on you, and just that kind of,
Look,
how to hold yourself.
falling in love is unconditional. If you truly fall in love with somebody, you will never be a parasite. You will truly learn how to accept their faults, accept what's wrong with them, accept your own faults, and work on yourself to correct all the chaos inside that enables you to love another human being unconditionally. If you truly fall in love, if you want somebody to just, take care of you and fulfill your needs, and I am so and so, and then it's going to be a rock and roll situation. You're going to have a lot of trouble. And I've been through it. I've been through the rock and roll situation. And initially, I blamed the other person. I said, no, Stuart, it's you. You have to grow. You have to get stronger in yourself. You have to learn how to truly have a relationship with another human being unconditionally. and give them the freedom to truly find their lives and support them in their struggle to overcome their inner chaos, to find what their route is in the world. I mean, that requires maturity, it requires depth, and it also requires a connection with something of a higher nature that nurtures you and builds you and gives you the strength to do that kind. Angela, please don't, Angela, don't drink in the club. Wait another 10 minutes, okay? It disturbs the club. Thank you. And that, that person that you are in love with, that you fall in love with, is your greatest teacher. Because you're going to have to deal with a trunk load of their problems and a trunk load of your own problems in order to make the situation work. And in order to make it work, you have to grow inside. You have to become more human inside, more patient, more forgiving, more understanding about what it means to interact with another human being. So that the person doesn't become your enemy, they become a teacher to you. And you see things wrong, and you say to yourself, why do I attract these things that are wrong? What's wrong in me that attracts that? I have to fix me. That person is teaching me about me. And falling in love is a great thing. I mean, my God, having a relationship with a human being where there truly is a support system and love between two people, joy, fun, happiness. But to do those things, we have to begin to touch the highest levels of our own humanity. So having a partner is a great thing. And you can take the time with that partner and learn from them what you have to do to grow. Let them be your teacher. And then the relationship will work. If it doesn't work, you have learned a great deal of how to interact with another human being. I mean that. You will have grown. You will have gotten closer to a state of, really high level of your own humanity. And that person will have helped you get there. And you'll always be grateful to them, no matter how difficult the situation was. I mean, I was married, I have a kid, and a very difficult time in that marriage. I'm still very good friends with my ex-wife, and I have nothing but gratitude for what I learned in that relationship about how I can fix me. So it's just a different way of looking at the world. You understand? It's just life isn't an enemy. We are sent so many different situations to teach us about what we have to do to grow. We can get very righteous and be right all the time and never learn a damn thing. But we can listen. We can listen. What is this teaching me? How can I grow as a human being because of what this situation is teaching me? I mean, that to me is a very healthy way of looking at the world, because then life itself becomes the guru. And everything you attract to you becomes your teacher. What can I learn? Not, I know better. I know better than everybody else. Well, what I'm talking about isn't easy. You have to overcome yourself in order to do it. First person that you have to master in order to do what I'm talking about. And what a great thing that would be, to master one's inner chaos. Then you can really have compassion and love for another human being. I mean, everything in life is about falling in love. Every rock and roll song, every popular song, it's all about falling in love, falling out of love, the difficulties of, I mean, everybody, it's all about that. And yet it's so hard to do only because people have to fix themselves. They have to fix themselves. And then they will attract somebody that fits right into that human level that they have arrived at in themselves. And this has nothing to do about being gay or straight or trans or any one of those number letters in the alphabet. It has to do with being human. It has to do with being human. I mean, I shouldn't tell you this, but I had a student once, I'll never forget this, in Texas, in which, she was gay, and it was a very difficult place to be gay where I was living. You really had to live in the closet there. People were terrible. And she came to me one day and she said to me, "How can I study with you?" I said, I'm a lesbian. I like women. So I looked at her and I said, something in tongue in cheek. I said, I don't care if you sleep with sheep. She said, "That's not my problem. I mean, if you want a spiritual life, you're 150% welcome to learn everything I have learned in my life." And she looked at me and said, "Only you would ever tell me something like that." I said, "Yeah, well, it's true. I don't have this righteous thing about people. You are who you are. And everybody has a heart. It doesn't matter what letter in the alphabet they have, they have a heart. And the heart has to open. And when the heart opens and stays open, unconditional love becomes possible." Does anyone else? Great question, Lisa. Very important question. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, then there won't be meditation on Sunday. We're having a retreat this weekend, although this whole week has felt like a retreat. I tell you, it's been really intense. And but there will be a class next Tuesday. And Sunday, I have to do 3 classes and hands-on, and I mean, it's too much. So I won't have a Zoom class next Sunday, but there will be one next Tuesday. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for asking me great questions and being here for this meditation. And, it really helps me to grow. And I have nothing but gratitude for the presence of all of you here. So God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.